Dear students, welcome. Today we will go for a poem, As I Grew Old, written by Langston Hughes. The poem is all about say how optimism helps us. So it is all about the dreams. Every one of us will have dreams. So in order to see make it a reality, what is needed? So in pursuit of your dreams, you may come across several difficulties, several hardships, but you have to face them. You should have a strong will to face them. Once you have a strong will to face them, and certainly made up your mind and make effort, certainly you are going to realize your dreams. So this is all about as I grew older. And Langston Hughes, see, personal life itself is a great example how he faced the hardships, being a black American, and how he has been successful as a great American poet. So let us go to the poem. Yeah. This is about As I Grew Old by Langston Hughes. So look at the title, As I Grew Older. That means as I'm aware of see what is happening to me, and as I was growing older, so I could able to know more and more. So the more and more secrets that I was learning about how to make my dreams a reality. And I was being becoming older, I have come across several see experiences in this world. So that's how as I grew older is all about Langston Hughes experiences. And also there is a message for all of us. Okay, so the message for all of us is most of us, especially the youngsters, in case of hardships, they may not continue to pursue their dream. They have several dreams, but they may not pursue them, and they may not make up their mind. They may not ready to be take the hardships. So that's the reason why they get a failure. So here, this poem is optimistic in nature, and the secrets of see getting the success. The Langston Hughes talks here. So little introduction about Langston Hughes. Langston Hughes' life history is very important to understand this poem, because in the light of the writer's background, if you can understand if you go through the poem, certainly you can understand it much better. So that's the reason why we need to know, see more focus on the personal history of Langston Hughes and his contributions and his achievements. Langston Hughes lived for during 1902 to 1967 for about 65 years, and he is a great American poet, a social activist, a novelist, a playwright, and a columnist. So there is a lot of work is produced from him. So as an American poet, he is very popular. He also wrote novels. He also wrote non-fiction items are there, and he was a playwright and also a columnist. So his works range in different varieties, and he is considered as one of the earliest innovators of the then new literary art form, George poetry, and best known for his work during the Harlem Renaissance. Here we have to know what is a Harlem Renaissance. Harlem is a district in New York City, and as we all know, the meaning of Renaissance. So, what is Harlem Renaissance is about all Afro-American literary trends. So they made experiments, keeping their own identity. These Hooks and his friends made experiments, and they try to see renew the new literary art form, not only in writing but in painting, in dance, and all that. They wanted to see keep up their tradition, so they wanted to keep up their own culture. So that way, Harlem Renaissance is all about African. American variety of culture. So what is George poetry? George poetry is nothing but the poetry should have a rhythm. So whenever you read the poetry, it should have a rhythm. So uh, the poetry of Langston Hughes also has a similar sounds of a jazz music. So because it has he has greatly influenced when he joined the school. There were only two Negro boys in the classroom, and his teacher used to say about that all the importance of rhythm in poetry. So he started having his own variety of writing poetry with a jazz musical sounds, right? His poetry resembles like the jazz musical sound. So that way new literary art form jazz poetry has come in Harlem Renaissance is all about that. His first poem is The Negro Speaks of Rivers. And later he brought the anthology of poems, The Weary Blues, later Fine Close to the Jew in the year 1927. And he wrote a novel. The first novel of him is Not Without Laughter. It has achieved Harman Gold Medal for literature. So with the very first novel, he used to say impress upon the readers, and great for his great artistic skills. He was awarded gold medal for literature. And the first book of George was written in the year 1954. So not only this, all his writings, whether it is poetry or novel or any other, so the major themes of his writings are about racism. So he condemned racism. That means even in America, the African American were seen separate, and the black people are called as Negroes, and there is a lot of discrimination, racial discrimination is found. And throughout his life, the author has faced this racial discrimination. And when he was a young boy, his parents got separated, and he lived with his own grandmother, and later moved to various cities and then to Harlem. And likewise, he traveled, and all alone he was pursuing his dreams. So everywhere he found the racial discrimination, in the society. So he wanted to condemn that racial discrimination, and he celebrated African American life. You see, though the dream of America is whoever comes to America has to live a very happy life. So America is a place of realizing the dreams. So African American life we wanted to celebrate, and the cultural and spirituality of the black people, and see their integration with America, that is African American life. Has these are the themes of his life and his poetry, and also his other works. So Hughes try to depict the low life in their art. So the more concern was given for the depiction of the low life in his art, and criticize the divisions and the prejudices based on skin color within the black community. So even within the black community also there are some prejudices, there are some division. So he criticized uh, this, and also the discrimination, the racial discrimination among the people. And he confronted racial stereotypes and protested social conditions. So all the time he was criticizing the racial discrimination and the stereotype of characters. It doesn't he wanted to confront and protested the social conditions during that time. And he expanded African America's image of itself. So he has shown the world how African American image to re-educate both audience and artists by lifting the theory of the black aesthetics into reality. So during the year 1900 and see 18 to 1935 or 37, so the Harlem Renaissance was flourished. So he started educating the audience and artists by lifting the theory of black aesthetic into reality. So he took the low life of the black Americans. He showed the racism, discrimination of the racism, and also the protest. He protest the social conditions. So when he was talking about the black American, he wanted to show his own African American people. So in his poetry, one of his poems, he said, "The night is beautiful, so the faces of my life, my people. The stars are beautiful, so the eyes of my people." That means he depicts the true color and the true color of the black people, and he really appreciated it. This is an example for black aesthetics. See, the night is beautiful, so the faces of my people. The stars are beautiful, so the eyes of my people. So that way, even in his novel, Not Without Laughter, it is all about a boy called Sandy, and who faced several hardships. There are his struggle again in the struggle against race and class. So that is all about the theme. So most of his writings or about confronting the social injustice and also social discrimination, racial discrimination, criticizing the prejudices people are having and the stereotypes of racial characters and all that. So he wanted to bring the black aesthetics into reality. So that way, he is a real fighter see against the racial discrimination. So this is all about the author. With this background, we will go for the poem As I Grew Older. So it was published, the poem was published in the year 1925, and later it appeared in the collection of the poems, The Weary Blues, in 1926. It was written in 1925 in anthology of poems, The Weary of Blues. We found it in the year 1926. So it is all about as the content, the theme of the poem. If we go for it, is all about the dreams in life. So how very important the dreams in life, and what the hardships to endure, and why a strong will is needed. So it is all about the poem. So as we are aware, dreams are essential in our lives. Without a dream, we can't live at all. So life is full of dreams, and we go on pursuing one after the other. And without a dream, life will not be meaningful, and life will not be exciting. So the dreams are there. Dreams will be certainly there in everybody's life, and one has to dream big and have a big dreams also. But at the same time, when you're dreaming big, certainly you need to endure the hardships that brings in the way. That means you have to face the difficulties, the hardships, and all that, so that when you endure all that hardships, all that pain, then you can achieve a dream. So mere having the dreams are not enough. So you have to be get ready to face all that hardships. By facing hardships only you will realize your dream. And for realizing your dream and enduring the hardships, you should have a strong will. That is very, very essential. The people who are having strong will only can pursue and can become successful. They only make their dreams into a reality. So in order to face difficulties, need to have a strong will. So in the poem, he describes what is a dream and what are the hardships one has to face and what is very, very important in achieving them. That is the strong will. So here there is a, symbolical representation. The boy has dreams, and as he was growing older, the dreams are becoming more and more clear to him, and so he wanted to realize his dreams. But Unfortunately, a wall rose between his dreams and him. So that means several obstacles have come in the way in pursuing it them. And he wanted, he has, see, there is a great description about the light and shadow. See, the light and shadow are nothing but the hope and despair. So hope is considered as light and despair is considered as a shadow. So that way he was in a despair and wants to see, having some hope, wants to see the light. So from shadow to the light he was moving. So in order to see, realize your dreams, from shadow you have to move to the light. That means from despair, have hope, have a strong will. You can break through the wall and you can see. That means the wall itself is a hardship that one has to face in his life, and by facing that hardship, by breaking that difficulties, so one can achieve one's dream. So that is all about the content, and what I feel is this poem is awfully see, written for the youngsters like you, because as youngsters you need to know how one can pursue one's dreams. So we have to have a strong will, and certainly there are hardships in between, and you need to face them, then achieve your goal. So that way you can realize your dreams. So this is all a brief see, theme of as I grew older. So let us go to the poem. The poem is so simple. The words are also very simple, written in a very convenient way. So the poem is a continuous one. There are no stanzas and all that. So let us go to the poem. So it was a long time ago. I have almost forgotten my dream. So he was talking about see the time. So what was the time? It was a long time ago. So almost a very long time it was, and that means I have almost forgotten my dream. He had a dream. You can't say that you don't have a dream. The poet said, I have a dream. So what was my, I have almost forgotten my dream right now, because I have, it was a long time ago I conceived my dream. Long time ago I had a dream, but almost I have forgotten today, because the dreams were, he had a dream, but the dreams were not pursued. So the dreams were not becoming a reality. That's why he has almost forgotten that dream, but it was there. But you just can't say that you don't have a dream. Certainly I had a dream, but it was there. When? Then means a long time ago he had them, he had that particular dream. And in front of me, bright like a sun, and he clearly see, I have almost forgotten my dream, he told. He has given, but in front of me bright like a sun. But during that time, then that means long time ago, I had a very, see, big dream, very bright dream. How bright it was? It was bright like a sun. So you can't have a more apt simile for brightness to is compared to the sun, isn't it? Everybody has this experience. So I had eyes bright, eyes a sun. I had a dream, eyes bright as a sun. That was my dream. Yes, I had a dream, and I had a dream long time ago, and almost I have forgotten. But don't have a doubt. But it was there then. It was there then, and it was in front of me. That not I am just see dreaming, but the dream was in front of me. I was very clear about my dream, and the dream was so bright like a sun. So that means here the author wants to emphasize that he had a very clear dream before him, and his dream was bright like a sun. That means all the time, see, if you stand before the sun and you just can't say that I'm in darkness, can you? Never be, because the sun rays will be, see, entering into your eyes, isn't it? You can't just say that you are in a dream, isn't it? So that way, your dream is there. it was the poet said that I had a dream, and that dream was bright like a sun. It was there long time ago, but what happened to the dream? Because there may be certain reasons. He might not have followed it, or he might not have pursued it, or in spite of his best efforts, he was unable to realize the dream. So here we have to take that he was unable to realize his dream because all his efforts are not enough. So there are many hardships in his way. So he has to face those many hardships and get out. So and make it a reality. It was a long time ago. I have almost forgotten my dream, but it was there then in front of me, bright like a sun. What is that bright like a sun? My dream. Then said, and then the wall rose slowly, slowly between me and my dream. What happened? I am very clear about my dream. It was like a sun before me. But what happened? Slowly, a wall rose in between me and my dream. So, between me and my dream started, the rising of the wall. And how the wall was rising? It rises slowly, rose slowly and slowly. That means bit by bit, the wall was built on. That wall rose in between my dream and me. So there is a clear cut say, distance between my dream and myself. So I wanted to achieve my dream. In between what has come, the wall rose. And how the wall rose, it rose slowly, bit by bit, it rose. Okay. So what is that wall? The wall represents the hardships, the difficulties. Here you can also take, if you are not pursuing your dream, it may be your inaction. Suppose if you are not active, if you don't do any effort, what will happen? There will be a large gap between your dream and yourself. So that means something comes in between. So something in comes between because of your inaction. But here in the case, the poet was making efforts, but in spite of his best efforts, there are more and more hardships because that he has experienced in his life. So more and more hardships like racial discrimination, say inequality, and there was a fight for the freedom and all that. So all these things he has faced. The poverty also he has faced. So even for his own education, he approached his father, and there was a his father put a condition that if he goes for engineering only, he will support, but he is interested in the other. So that way, every hardship he has faced, and he got separated from his own parents at very early age, lived with his grandmother. So that way all hardships he has undergone. So there was a dream, and in between dream and himself, a wall rose. The wall here is the difficulties and the hardships, isn't it? So the difficulties and hardships started growing, and they started growing slowly and slowly. The wall rose. That means the wall has come in between the dream and himself. In order to reach, in order to see his dream again, what he has to do, he has to break that wall, isn't it? So between me and my dream rose until it touched the sky. So rose until it started growing slowly and slowly and slowly. And how long it was, it grew, it almost touched the sky. That means rose until it touched the sky. He can't see his dream anymore. So the wall grew so high that facing getting out of it becomes very difficult. And what is that rose until touched the sky is the wall. And when the wall grows, what will happen? You can't have a sunshine, and naturally you will have a shadow, isn't it? So you will be in the darkness. So what has come in between your dream and you, because of your inaction, because of the difficulties, see the hardships that come in your way in the pursuit of your dreams have become so strong, and they grew like the wall, so you are unable to achieve your goal. So If you break them only, you can see your dream. If you can break them, you can see your sun. So what are those you need to break? You need to break all those difficulties that come on your way. That is, you see, your difficulties you have to face. So all that hardships and the challenges that it offers, you have to face them. If you break them, the challenges, if you solve them, if you face them with a lot of see, strong will, then certainly your goal is you can reach your goal. So because of the difficulties rose in his life like a big wall. And how long see the wall rose, he and touched the sky. So the wall again, he is repeating, and then the wall rose. And now he said, what is that rose until it reached the sky is the wall. And because of the wall, what is there now? He is in the shadow. That means he is in darkness. So he is in darkness and he can't see his dream anymore. That's why he said, I have almost forgotten my dream. And but it was there. It was a long time ago, he said. That means he was unable to see his dream at all. That means when you are facing the trouble or when you are undergoing the difficulties, sometimes you may forget about your dream also, because the difficulties are so strong, the hardships are so strong, the obstacles are so many. So to face them almost becomes impossible. It seems that it is impossible to face those challenges. But see, almost you may forget your dream. That means you may have a see wish in your mind that you may give up your dream, because facing them is impossible and you may not succeed. So you may have the negative feeling with you. So with all that pessimistic attitude, you may not see succeed. So it happens. So see, achieving that dream becomes almost impossible. It seems to be impossible at certain times. But then, so if you make up your mind and face it, certainly you will get it. So that's what the message he wanted to give in the next lines. So he said, I am black, I lie down in the shadow, no longer the light of my dream before me or above me, only the thick wall, only the shadow, my hands and my dark hands. So he narrates his condition now. He had a dream earlier, he had a very clear dream like the sun, see, but what happened, because certain difficulties rose in his way, and they rose like a wall. They rose like a wall so thick and so see huge, and it almost reached the sky, and he was put into the darkness, and he was in the shadow. So he said, I am black. That means both of them he was representing. I am black means I am in darkness. When you are in darkness, you can't see yourself at all, isn't it? So you will be naturally black. But here I am black means I am a black American. That means I am a African American. So this is the difficulty I have to face. This is my reality. So I have to face the difficulties that come across, the racial discrimination and all that, in order to achieve my dreams. So that way, the poet's personal see thing also is a representation here. I am black, I lie down in the shadow. That means I am black, I am in the darkness, and I lie down in the shadow, having nothing to do. So I lie down in the shadow. That means I remain in the shadow itself. I am in the darkness itself. No longer the light of my dream before me. So now I can't see any more light. So my dream is not before me. I can't see even the see even the dream before me or nor above me. I can't see straightly because there is a wall between my dream and myself, and I can't just see. I no longer the light of my dream. So I can't see the light of my dream, because it seems so difficult, that the difficulties rose so high, that I almost forget my dream and I cannot see my dream at all. So it was so difficult. No longer the light of my dream before me or above me. That means I can't see my dream before me and or the above me. So whether it is see, everywhere darkness prevailed, and I seem black. That means I can't see myself. So I can't see my dream at all. So I can't just remember my dream at all, because facing the difficulties has become so difficult. So I see all the time want to get away from them. I am losing my hope, and see, I am losing my strong will. So thinking that I may not be successful, thinking that I may be a failure, thinking that I'm insufficient of reaching my insufficient of energies, and even sometimes I entertain the thoughts that I must give it up. So that way, all these negative thoughts goes in the mind of the poet, and because of the severe difficulties that he has to face. And see, I am black, I lie down in the shadow, no longer the light of my dream before me or above me, only the thick wall, only the shadow. What is there? Only the thick wall he can see, nothing else. Neither the dream nor the light, but only the thick wall. And what is there? Only the shadow. That means he remained in darkness. My hands, he looked at the hands. And can you see his hand? Because in the see darkness you can't see your hands also. Even if you can see what color it could be black only. It should be dark only. So my dark hands. That means see, I wanted to do something, but see, I see that I don't see my hands at all. Even if I see, I can see only the darkness. So nothing is seen in my hands. That means he was in a despair, that no hope is seen to face that difficulty. So to face that challenges. So he picked up. He has to gather strength and pick up strength from within, so that he can face the challenge. So I am black, I lie down in the shadow, no longer the light of my dream before me, above me, only the thick wall, only the shadow, my hands, my dark hands. He says he was put in darkness, and he almost see forgotten his dream. No longer the dream is visible before him, neither the before nor above. But in between his dream and himself, there is a thick wall, those the wall of difficulties, the wall of troubles, and all that. And he seems powerless because he wants to break that wall, but he looked at his hands. He was unable to see because darkness is there. So he said, "My dark hands." That means I see, I may be powerless. So that way he was see, not even picking up the strength from within. So he seems that he cannot face that. So such kind of pessimistic attitude has come in his mind. The feeling that getting away from these difficulties and reaching my dream is almost impossible. But he finds the solution for that. So what is the solution in reaching the dreams? He said, break through the wall. That is only the possible solution. So you have to break the wall so that the other side light is there. So if you want to see the light other side, what is the other side? The other side is his dream, and it was almost like a sun. He wanted to see his sun. That means he wanted to see his dream, and he wanted to reach his dream and make it a reality. So, in order to make his the dream a reality, he has to break through the wall. That means he has to break see what is causing the darkness to him, because that wall is a darkness to him. So he wanted to break through the wall. That means I must break all those difficulties that come in my way. So he has made up his mind. So that only is with that only it is possible. So break through the wall, there is an exclamatory mark. So that is only the possible. But again, whether I can break through the way, whether I can break the wall, whether I can come out of this situation, so find my dream. Can I find my dream? Yes, certainly you will find your dream when you break the wall. When you face those difficulties, when you pass through those difficulties, certainly you are going to achieve your dream. So those are the see universal truths. But Again, he feels that he is insufficient, but that only seems to be the solution. So he has expressed a doubt, and he has expressed some surprise. Break through the wall is only the solution. Yes, that is only the way. And find my dream. Help me to shatter this darkness. And he is appealing his own friends and others to help me to shatter this darkness. So give me some strength. He has to pick up some strength. And for what? To shatter the darkness and to smash this night. Here night is darkness, so they are in darkness. So I wanted to smash this night and to break this shadow. So I want to break this shadow. Why this shadow has come? Because of the rising of the wall. When these difficulties will go, he will be in the light. He can see his own dream. So he took a decision that he wanted to smash that night. That means he wanted to get away from his difficulties and to break this shadow. He wanted to break the shadow. So what is he wanted to smash or break? He wanted to break and smash all those difficulties that come in the way of pursuing his dream. So he is seeking the help me to shatter this darkness. I wanted to get away from them. It seems it is only the way. So breaking through the wall is only the way to find out my dream. So how should I break? I must break, I must smash, I must see, I must smash the night and I must break the shadow. So he was seeking the help from people, isn't it? So help me. So actually, he has to face the difficulties. So he was picking up the strength within, having a positive attitude with him, and he just wanted to a ray of hope as he's already there, and he wanted to see make up his mind and want to go ahead with a strong will. So he took a resolution in his mind that I must face them. So what is the difficulty? The difficulty is the wall before him. So he wanted to break it, however strong it may be, but that is only seems to be a solution. So he made up his mind, had a strong will. Now he is ready to break the wall. And he was seeking the help from others and help from within. So why? Because he wanted to get away from this darkness, to break this shadow into a thousand lights of sun. If I break this shadow, what will happen if I break this wall? I can see lights of sun, thousand lights of sun. That means I can see my dream very clear. Not only my this one dream, but many dreams I have, I can able to realize them. Only if I pass through these difficulties and break them successfully, face them successfully, with a strong will I can reach. So into a thousand lights of sun and into a thousand whirling dreams of sun. That means his dreams are compared to the sun. So it is all as bright as see like a sun. His dreams are as bright as sun. So he not only realizes only one dream, but he can realizes many dreams in his life, right? That means a thousand lights of sun he can see. That means thousand successes he may achieve in his life. That means many successes he can achieve in his life. For achieving any success, what is required? One should require a strong will and at the same time ready to face the challenges. So challenges will come in your way, in between your dream and yourself, but only thing is you need to break it, you need to face the challenges, you need to smash them so that you can achieve your goal. So not this principle is not only applicable in achieving one particular goal, but whatever dreams that you have in your life can be achieved. There are so numerous goals you can achieve in your life only if you have a strong will and face the difficulties that come in your way. So here the wall is a representation of the hardships that we have, how strong the hardships are there. The description of the wall gives you how strong the hardships are there, and the light of the ray of hope was there with the poet. So he wanted to reach his dream. So the ultimate solution for him to reach the that particular dream is only to break through the wall. That means he has made up his mind. He is ready to break those difficulties that come in his way in order to reach his goals. And this is applicable not only for one particular goal, but for many dreams. See, you can see if he follows this. So that way, the poem ends in a positive tone, with a great courage, with great makeup of mind. The poet is now ready to face the challenges. He wanted to remove the wall, he wanted to break the wall of challenges that are there between him and his goal. So anybody with this principle can achieve success in your life. So if you have a big dream, certainly you are going to achieve them. Not only one big dream, but any number of dreams that you have in your life, you are sure to achieve. Only thing is, whatever difficulties that may come in your way, the hardships come in your way, and how many big they may seem, that it is almost impossible, like a wall between you and your dream. But certainly, if you pick up strength and make up your mind, face the challenges, certainly you can achieve more and more success in your life. So, this is the message ultimately he has given in the poem As I Grew Older. So, let us go. Some of the figures of speech used in this poem. So there are many similes. So the major simile of he employed in this poem is sun. So he said bright like the sun, thousand suns. He said. So these are all similes. Sun is a clear representation that you can see your dream well. So like the sun, bright like the sun. He used. This is a simile. And personification also you can see as what is personification, as you all aware, giving a human shape. See, giving a physical shape. And then the wall rose slowly and slowly. So how can an inanimate thing will grow? Like a human being, it started growing slowly and slowly. The wall rose slowly and slowly. Between me and my dream, so rose until it touched the sky. So this is how the rising of the wall is personified, and it has come in between him and his dream. So you will find the personification. You will also have a hyperbole employed in the poem. That is, the hyperbole is nothing but an exaggerated ending. That means into a thousand lights of sun. So when you face the challenges, you can see the thousand lights of sun into a thousand whirling dreams of sun. So this is an exaggerated figure. So achieving one goal seems to be impossible for the poet, but at the end he says that he can see thousand lights of sun. That means he is ready to face the thousand successes in his life. So that way it was so exaggerated. And the sound effects, as we all knew that he was very popular for judge poetry. He said shatter, smash, and shadow. So this kind of sound effects that you can find in the poem. Paratactical sentence structure, that means the sentence is divided into smaller parts. See, the line after the line we has written, this paratactical sentence structure really has given the more and more impact in the poem. So there is no particular rhyming scheme here. So rhyme, rhythm, and all that. See, any what you call these strict measures of writing poetry. That means meters are not really taken as serious, but paratactical sentence structure is used, which made the poem much more simpler and much more easy to understand. And stylistic devices used are the personal pronouns. So whenever you look at the poem, you will see me and my. See these words, that means personal pronouns are used very much. So that see, it is talking about a person's feelings. You will get that feeling. So me and my, and you will find exclamatory marks. So just now we have just talked about the exclamatory marks. So exclamations are used, and the repetition and parallelism also seen. That means rose slowly and slowly. And again, if you look at the shadow, what I can see, what was rose slowly, that means a wall. And what is it? It is a shadow. Then again, in the next lines, he is talking about I am black. So that is again a representation. See, and the smash and shadow. So that way shadow is repeated. The repetition and parallelism are really enhancing the beauty of the poem. So these are the figures of speech he has employed in the poem. So in conclusion, what message that we can take? So, and what is all about? So it is all about the discrimination of the colored people living in America. So there is a discrimination, and the author has to pass through this discrimination to achieve success in his life. So liberty and rights be guaranteed, and he was all the time fighting for liberty and rights. So the discrimination must go. So the discrimination is like a wall. So this is a great trouble he has faced in his life. And the Declaration of Independence. So he ultimately declared the independence. So last stanza, if you look at, my hands break through, so the strong wall. That means my hands break through. I must do something. So somebody should come and do that activity. No, I must wake up and I must get myself ready to face that. So he is declaring his independence, taking the inspiration from Martin Luther King. So as if they are working for independence. The symbol of a shadow represents blackness. So here the shadow is a representation of is blackness. That means we in the introductory one we talked about the African American say culture and all that, we and the discrimination that he has to face and all that. We just now had a talk. So it is all about the shadow is a representation of blackness. And the more important say type attitude of the poet is can do. That means if at all any difficulty is there, any impossible thing is there, seems to be so impossible, but what is the solution? It is only the can do attitude. So we can do it, we can achieve our goal, we can expel this say discrimination. So we can go for the liberty, we can see that African American culture has prevailed and all that. So whether it is in the poem or whether it is in the personal life, so he all the time maintains can-do attitude. So in the poem, we will see can-do attitude more. So this is how we have a take-home message for you, that to achieve any dream in your life, to pursue the dream in your life, you need to make up your mind. Certainly, there are, with a strong will, you should go and face the challenges that crop in your way between you and your dream. Once you face it, once you break that wall, certainly your success is guaranteed. Thank you very much.